YouTube family, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A-N-LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes, just my personal opinion. All right? Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, family, I should go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to say welcome. Come on in. Join the congregation by hitting that subscribe button and tapping all on the notifications so you can get all this hot content as soon as it drops. All right. And if you're an existing supporter to the channel, fam, thank you so very much. Without you, this channel wouldn't be a thing. All right. Let's get this rolling. So look, fam, we got another review for you. And so if you guys have been watching the channel, you know I've kind of restructured my reviews and put in kind of a point system. And what I'm trying to do with this point system, everything in life is relative. A gun may be good, but relative to what, right? And so I thought if I start doing this performance-based point system, you guys could go back, look at all of my reviews, look at all the firearms, and then be able to ascertain, is this gun better than that gun? Based on a rating system, right? And so we put that together for you. There are 10 different points of contact in the rating. Number 1, fit and finish. Number 2, reliability. Number 3, durability. Number 4, trigger. Number 5, accuracy. Number 6, ergonomics. Number 7, maintenance and upkeep. 8, aftermarket support. 9, affordability. And 10, flex. Now, each of these categories has anywhere between 5 points on the low and 15 points on the high. And again, performance-related items are given heavier weight than, say, things like affordability or flex. All right? Let's jump into it. And before we really get rolling, look, fam, look. I gotta let you see what we're reviewing, right? Of course, we're reviewing your boy 2A-N-LA's Ruger Mark IV. Fam, what I'm going to need you to do is stop playing with your boy, because this one right here is hot to death. Now, a lot of you guys may be trying to figure out, okay, obviously, you can tell there are some remnants of the Mark IV, but it doesn't look like your traditional Mark IV. And that's because what I did here is I took the Ruger Mark IV target, which just recently got added to the California handgun roster, and I accessorized it with a lot of tandem cross parts. And so I added an entire tandem cross lower, which is called the Kraken. Added tandem cross a Picatinny rail, tandem cross slide rack, and of course we added the Holosun 509T on there, and we've created this bad boy right here. So look, fam, without further ado, I'll put up some B-roll of the gun so you guys can check it out. Without further ado, let's jump into the review. Now, really quick, fam, if you guys watch the channel, you guys know that I am known for hooking up a firearm, for looking up ways to upgrade the gun's performance and aesthetics. And so what I'm going to do for guns like this, where I really reimagined the firearm, I'm going to give you 2 separate scores. One for what the gun would be if you purchased it out of the box, and 2, what the gun is today after your boy has, did his thistle. All right? Okay, so let's start it off. All right, number 1 category is fit and finish. The gun was very attractive out of the box. If I have some footage, I'll put up or a picture, I'll put up what it looked like right out of the box before I got a hold to it. So look, fam, this was a very attractive gun out of the box. Out of a possible 15, I'm going to give it an 8 for how it looked directly out of the box. Now, I should also mention by my rating system, I prescribe to the Kevin Samuel school of rating, where 50 is average. 50 is not failing. 50 is average. So think about like a stock Glock 17 or something like that, Glock 19 right out of the box. 50. 50, right? And so if a gun scores, you know, kind of in the 70s, 80s, 90s, you're talking about really good firearms when you get up in there, right? So right out of the box, I'm giving this an 8 out of 15. Now, the way your boy has it right here, this right here, I am going to say this is a solid 12 out of 15, fam. I just think Ruger does a great job. The Mark IV is legendary in terms of a 22 LR pistol, and Tandem Cross has been putting together accessories for the Mark IV for years and years and years, and this is the culmination of that. And so yeah, fam, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna give this a 12 out of 15 for fit and finish, the 2A-N-LA version. All right, fam, next up, reliability, worth a total of 15 points. The gun doesn't do any good for you if it's not reliable, right? Look, Ruger and the Mark IV is arguably the best 22 LR pistol on the market, and certainly has a rich history in the 22 LR, dating back to the Mark I all the way to the 4 and the various iterations of the 4, right? So we're going to give it out of the box a solid 12, and I'm going to give a little bit of bump to reliabilities because of the improved internals that we have relative to Tandem Cross on mine. So we're going to go ahead and give 2A-N-LA's version a 13 out of a possible 15 on reliability. Next up, durability. Look, fam, as far as the Ruger Mark IV goes, they make, like I said, one of the best 22 LRs out there. It's a very durable gun, very well made. So we're going to go ahead and give the out of the box a 12. Now, in terms of the 2A-N-LA version, we've gone from a polymer lower to an aluminum lower. A lot of the internals have been enhanced. The magazine have been enhanced. So we're going to go ahead and give that a slight bump. Give it a 13 out of 15 in terms of durability. All right, next up is trigger, fam. I said it once. I've said it a million times. Your boy's a trigger snob, and I'm proud of it. I double dog dare you to say anything about it. But I love a good trigger. You know, the trigger is the thing you interact with the most on a firearm. So if you got a long, crunchy, ugly trigger, nah, fam, nah. I'm not with it. So the Ruger Mark IV trigger out the box is solid. It's got a little take up to it. Got a good wall, got a good break, clean break. Reset is cool. We're going to go ahead and give that an 8 out of a possible 15. A little bit better than average trigger. The trigger on the Mark IV, that tandemized trigger in the Kraken, fam, look. I'm trying to tell you what it is. So look, that's all the take up. Clear, definable wall. Crisp, clean break. Look at the reset. Look, fam. Look. Tandem Cross knows what they're doing. We're going to give this trigger a solid 12 out of a possible 15 points. All right, fam, next up are our 10-point categories. The first 10-point category is accuracy. How accurate is the firearm? Look, again, Ruger knows what they're doing. There's a reason why they call it the target, because the gun is incredibly accurate. So out of the box, we're going to go ahead and we're going to give this an 8 out of a possible 10 points for accuracy. Now, once you add that improved trigger and believe me, the trigger does affect the accuracy. Once you add the additional weight with the lower, which also helps to enhance the accuracy, and definitely once you add that red dot, we got to give ourselves a little bit more grace, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a 9 out of 10. The 2A-N-LA version, a 9 out of 10 points for accuracy. Next up, ergonomics. So out of the box, the gun has a good feel. And I'll see if I can, I'll put a picture up. It's got a more slanted grip angle to it, which is fine. It's 22 LR, so it doesn't have a lot of recoil to begin with. So, you know, it's not really gonna test your grip strength or anything like that, but I'd say it's solid. So out of a possible 10, we're going to give that a 7. Now, the 2A-N-LA version with that cracking lower, fam. This gun feels so good in the hand. You add to it the fact that you can come over the top of your safety and you've got that gas pedal there. Oh my God, fam. It feels phenomenal in the hands, right? The ergonomics of the gun feel incredible, allow you to shoot it much faster, and we'll give you some footage of me shooting it at the end. But look, fam, I'm gonna go ahead on the ergonomics with what Tandem Cross has done, and not to mention the grips, and oh my God, it's amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 9 out of possible 10 for ergonomics. All right, fam, now we're getting into the 5-point category. So first up is maintenance and upkeep. Now, for you guys who are unfamiliar with this gun, what really separates the Mark IV from some of the previous iterations, which were very difficult to break down, the Mark IV has essentially, as it comes out of the box, a 1-button takedown that separates the upper from the lower. It couldn't be any easier. Literally, you could take the gun apart in 10 seconds, right? So we're going to go ahead and give that a 5 out of 5 for maintenance and upkeep. Now, we lose a little bit. So we've gained quite a bit by adding all the Tandem Cross accessories. But instead of a push button takedown, now you've got a screw, a takedown screw that's right here. Now it's easy enough. You just, you know, get your bit and you screw it out. So it's no biggie. Instead of 5 seconds, it'll take you 45 seconds or a minute. But I'm going to ding it a little bit because of that. And I'm only going to give it a 4 instead of a 5 for maintenance and upkeep. The 2A-N-LA version. Next up, aftermarket support. That's another 5-point category. Obviously, there's a lot of aftermarket support for the Ruger Mark IV, so we're going to get 5 on both the scales. Last 2 categories, affordability, the Ruger Mark IV out of the box. I'll put up the MSRP up there. I think it's about $600 or so, somewhere in that range, $650. Very affordable firearm. Some people may think that's a little high for a 22 LR, but this is a good 22 LR. So I'm going to give the Ruger Mark IV out of the box a 4 out of 5 points for affordability. Now, to make it this, it's going to cost you a little bit more scratch. And so I'll put up the parts, the cost for the crack and lower, for the slide rack, as well as the Picatinny rail and the dot and everything, and the gun as you see it here. That's going to drop the affordability down to a 2 for me. Last but certainly not least is our last 5-point category, and that is flex. What is the gram going to go crazy? Are your boys going to go crazy? Are they like, oh, right? Are they bugging out when they see this firearm? As they see it out of the box, I think they're going to be like, that's a nice gun. So I'm going to give flex and Ruger Mark IV, like I said, one of the best 22 LRs on the market. But we're going to give that a 2 out of a possible 5 for flex. And lastly, in terms of the way you see it now, yeah, we've earned a little uptick on flex. I think I've gotten really, really good feedback. When I was at the range, I was at a range day with a lot of other people. I had a lot of people checking out this bad boy right here and giving it a lot of compliments. So we're going to upgrade the flex points for 2A-N-LA's version to a solid 3. All right, fam. So look, when you total all that up, the Ruger Mark IV target right out of the box adds up to a 71. That is a solid firearm on the 2A-N-LA scale. Again, don't think about it in terms of like a letter grade in school. A 50 is average on my scale. So this is 21 points above average. It is significant in terms of how much better than average it is out of the box. 71 is a solid score, especially for a firearm right out of the box with no modification. Now, the way you see it here, fam, it definitely takes the gun to another level. So with all the improvements that we've added, we scored the 2A-N-LA version of the Ruger Mark IV an 82. And fam, it ain't easy to get up in the 80s on my scale. But look, you pair one of the best 22 LRs out there and you partner that with tandem cross, and that's what's going to happen. All right? So that's it, fam. 71 for the Ruger Mark IV right out of the box. And if you put it together the way I did, then you can get the performance of that gun and the aesthetics of the gun up to a solid 82. All right? All right, fam. Look, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed the review. Until next time we meet, take care of one another and peace.